Welcome back, folks. Now, for me, this is the Johnny Depp I prefer. Look, I've never been a huge fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean films or the Jack Sparrow character. I just think it's just a little over the top. But Johnny Depp as an actor, I highly rate. I highly rate him at the top. Honestly, there are a couple of his films which he deserves a lot more credit for. One of them is From Hell, another is The Ninth Gate, and this, Secret Window. Yep, Secret Window from 2004. It's based on a Stephen King story, and sadly, the critics really put this one down. Yeah, yeah. And it seemed a lot of people brushed it under the rug to be forgotten forever, but not me. Not me. Let's dust it off. Let's put it back on the shelf. We got Johnny Depp in the lead. And then to support him, we've got a fantastic cast: John Turturro, Maria Bello, Timothy Hutton, and there's a few others, but those are the three main supporting characters. Now, Johnny Depp, he plays a character called Mort Rainey, who is a mystery fiction writer. After catching his wife in an affair, he retreats off to a secluded lakeside cabin, and basically falls into a depressive state. On top of that, he's suffering from a severe case of writer's block. Side note: the lakeside cabin they show in this film, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. But yeah, he's pretty much turning into a hermit over the months. But everything changes when there's a knock on the door. Enter John Shooter, played by John Turturro, with perfection. Stone cold, menacing, with a sly southern tone. Shooter basically, well, bluntly, in fact, accuses Mort of stealing his work, plagiarism. Tries to hand Mort, a manuscript off the work, off the proof. Shooter claims that Mort published the story, Secret Window, under a different name and changed the ending. Mort, of course, denies it. Doesn't want to hear anything about it. Tells Shooter he needs to go through the correct channels to prove it. But Shooter, he isn't looking to draw things out. He just wants Mort to rewrite the story with Shooter's ending and give credit where it's due. Straightforward plot, very obvious Stephen King adaptation. It's unmistakable. So, of course, things are going to have to escalate from here. For me, Johnny Depp nails this role. Completely relatable and human. The character, he talks to himself a lot. He has some odd mannerisms, and you actually see this evolve as the film progresses. Now, Mort and his wife are in the process of a separation, and my word, the way they depict the interactions between them is so believable. I've seen couples separate, like personally, and it seemed to just mimic what happens in real life. They don't go over the top. It's not exaggerated in any kind of way. It felt genuine. Depp also does a great job with switching tones as the film progresses. As things escalate, you see the shift from Mort, from his depressive state at the beginning to a more serious demeanor. And Depp, delivers right throughout. He delivers the believability. And the supporting characters now all do a fantastic job. However, come on, John Turturro. Yeah, he's the man here, and the main focus of the side characters. He plays John Shooter or Shooter. He is straight up nothing left to your imagination here. You know what you're gonna get with the character, but damn, he plays it well. The way they build on Mort's fear, the paranoia, it's amazing, and that's where Shooter comes in. He just keeps on building and pounding on that. Some of the dialogue that Shooter gets, or Totoro gets with the character Shooter, it's chilling, monstrous even. But you love it, man. You love it, and you want to just keep, having that character show up on screen. It's actually quite fun. I also think the directing and editing of this film is pretty good. There are some really clever camera angles and shots being used. Also, some nice use of mirrors and a bit of trick photography as well. Yeah, a major chunk of this film takes place at the lakeside cabin, and they make good use of the space. They utilize different areas of the cabin, so it's actually well shot throughout. Good trailing shots as well. The ending, some people didn't like it, but personally, I thought it was fantastic because it doesn't take the safe route. which I know a lot of people wanted. They wanted the safe ending. I'm thankful they didn't do that. Not going to spoil it if you haven't seen this film, but to me, the ending elevates it. It makes sense. They chose not to hold back, and I appreciated that. I really did. The film was not received well by critics. It was not, no. Some of the criticism is quite valid, though. The pacing of the film is a little bit off. I mean, it just starts. The film just starts. It thrusts you straight into it. And the thing is, this isn't some action-packed blockbuster, so they really didn't need to like push you straight into it like that. I think they could have taken a bit longer with the introduction, with the beginning of the film, and then built up. But yeah, you're pretty much right in it from the get-go. Some of the character motivations seem to lack. Minor spoiler. This is a minor spoiler. There's an incident that happens with a dog, and when the authorities, the police, the sheriff is given details of the incident and what happened, there's this almost who cares attitude that comes through, and it really takes you out because the reactions that are happening to what's been spoken about is so nonchalant. As the viewer, you think, well, what the hell is it going to take for someone to actually intervene and assist here? And it's not just the sheriff. There are a couple of other characters that have similar moments like that, and you're like, oh, come on, now this is needing some serious attention right now, not later, but now. And finally, look, due to other films that came out in years prior to this film, Secret Window, as an audience member, you're going to work out what's happening pretty quickly with this film. And, you know, I, I know that we like surprises, and Stephen King films often have a good plot twist and everything like that. But as a viewer, seeing previous films that have done something similar in a twist, you should, as an audience member, understand what's happening. However, I do think the ending of this film pushes it beyond some of those previous films that came out in years before this. Overall, man, I give this film a solid 6 out of 10. Johnny Depp's performance in this is fantastic. It's backed with a great supporting cast. There's enough in this film to keep you entertained if you look over some of the flaws. If you can get past that, I think you'll have a good time with this. I think it needs to get back on the shelf. It shouldn't be forgotten. It's a fine film. Once again, thanks for listening. Till next time. Peace out.